Afternoon, VC, Dave. So kind of the weekly installment that we got going here of what's come in the door. And these have happened to be spun recently as well, so they're kind of top of mind, so I figured we'd show them here. First up, got up to Noble Records because I saw that this was still there on the wall, so I was kind of surprised it had been there a few weeks. Hard to find record. This is Larry Young of Love and Peace on the Blue Note label. Been looking for this one for quite a while. This is an original 1966 stereo press, and quite a lineup here. And interesting because a lot of these players I wasn't familiar with. You got Eddie Gale on trumpet, who I knew. James Spaulding on alto and flute, who's kind of a sideman staple in the Blue Note catalog. Of course, Larry Young on the organ. But you've got Herbert Morgan on tenor sax, Wilson Mormon III on drums, and Jerry Thomas also featured on drums here. I'm not familiar with any of them. You got two tracks aside, and you've got the opening cut, Pavane. It gets pretty free, I gotta say. Herbert Morgan's solo is pretty out there. I dig it. Larry Young takes a solo after, and then James Spaulding comes in on alto. But the tenor player here, Mr. Morgan, is kind of a standout on this record for me. Eddie Gale gets kind of wild on the trumpet at times. Yeah, not what I expected out of this record. I sampled some of it years ago, and I forgot how out there this was. You got the title track on side one of Love and Peace. Side two, you've got their version of Seven Steps to Heaven, which is a Miles Davis cut, and then it closes with Falak. Yeah, happy to find that. Big one for the Blue Note collection. Next up, I saw a video from Steve Carlson, and this tends to be happening lately. He'll be shooting footage inside a record store he's visiting out of town, and I'll see some great stuff, so I'll end up calling the shop and getting them to ship me records. But he went in this record store in Port Huron, and God, I forget the name, so I apologize, but he went through their electronic section. I called up a guy who was super nice and shipped both these to me. These are the Bureau B reissues of the first two Richard Pinhas records. Of course, Richard Pinhas from Helden, great French guitarist and electronic musician. And this is his debut, Rhizosphere. I think this came out in '77 maybe, if I'm not mistaken, but these were reissued in 2018 by Bureau B, and they sound great. Yeah, the first side on this is pretty much mostly electronics from Richard Pinhas. Side two is a side-long piece, the title track, Rhizosphere, and Francois Auger plays drums on that cut with him, and he's playing some guitar, and yeah, the drums kick ass on the B-side on this record. Makes the record for me on this one. I'm not as big on the electronic stuff on side one on this. I dig the Helden stuff better, but yeah, really cool reissue. Now this record I absolutely love. This one had been on my want list for a long time. This is Chronolous. This is Richard Pinhas' second solo release. Side one is different movements, basically, of him playing the Moog, and to perfection. I absolutely dig the Moog sounds from Richard Pinhas on this, and yeah. And then the B-sides changes up. And is just, yeah, this one's killer. He's yeah, because side one was live on a Revox machine with a Moog synthesizer, and side two you add the whole band. So yeah, this is a killer. That one's from '78. Next, what came in here after that? This 7-inch came in. Been on the whole Finnish deal, and we've got a hardcore 7-inch EP from Turvy Cadet from Finland. Bizarre Domination EP from '92. This is a original Finnish copy. Super cheap. Spun this today. Good hardcore. Really dig the guitars. The vocalist has kind of got a low end to his sound. I can't understand much of what he's fucking saying, but that's how hardcore is. But yeah, there's 5 tracks on here. Really, really dig the guitars. Really good hardcore stuff. Some driving kind of punk stuff going on with the drums and bass behind. Yeah, this is excellent. I think I dig this band just as much as Chaos or more of the Finnish stuff that I've been into so far. And yeah, so Turvy Cadet in Finnish means healthy hands, I believe. I could be wrong. Yeah, very cool, and yeah, just kind of keeping going with that whole theme of finding records from that video I watched of Thurston Moore and Mats Gustafsson, because I'm insane. Next up, this record arrived from Alex Motor 247. This was a big one off the want list. This is the Terra Masahino Quintet Hynology on the Tact Jazz series, which was part of Columbia Records out of Japan from 1969. This is a fabulous fucking record. Gatefold, really nice jacket. And I spun this today. The drummer really stands out. Madahiko Hino. A lot of great fills all the way throughout this. This is definitely in the vein of it leans a little bit on the fusion end, but there's no guitars. But there is electric bass and electric piano. It's got the bass and the piano and the drums keep it funky to a point. It's kind of in its own realm. Definitely draws on Miles, late Miles, you know, from the late '60s. For sure, the opening cut is called Like Miles, and it's pretty much a tribute to that, what was going on with Miles Davis at the time. Not looking back on his old stuff, you know, kind of, oh, this is what you're doing, oh, we can do it too in Japan. And yeah. 2 songs aside, on Hynology, the opening cut on the B side, the tenor player goes off on a solo. It's one of the best solos I've listened to in quite a while. That's from Takeru Murioka on tenor. Killing it on that cut. Really, really enjoyed this. That was a big one. Thanks again, Alex. That's the earliest Hino I have, because I know the record I have from 1970, that's straight free jazz. So this is a completely different record than that. The next thing that came in was a record I've been waiting on since January when I ordered it to come in. It's just a 7-inch. Didn't figure it would take this long to get it pressed and shipped out, but here we are. It arrived just the other day, because pressing plants are, you know, got to get them Walmart and Target issues out first. But yeah, this was a live thing they did through Bandcamp called Splitsville, and so Caven came on, the band Cave In from Massachusetts came on and did a cover of an Every Time I Die song, and Every Time I Die came on and did a cover of a Cave In song. So Cave In covered the song More from E-Tid, and E-Tid covered the song Youth Overrided from Cave In, and then they had it pressed to wax. Limited, this one's limited to 1,550 copies. They did 2 different colors. But this is, I don't know if I'd say it was worth the wait, but the artwork is freaking killer, and the record it's a really nice 7-inch, really well done. I got the blue and green one, really cool labels. So yeah, both bands been going at it forever. Hell, Every Time I Die is playing this weekend at Furnace Fest in Alabama. I believe that's where that's at, and I think probably Birmingham or something like that. And Justin, a friend of mine here, he's front row for Every Time I Die. I just saw that on Instagram, so glad he's having a good time at that. All the concerts I want to go to are starting to cancel because of the Rona again. Ministry and Helmet just canceled yesterday. God damn it. Even though they were requiring to show proof of vaccination, they still canceled because I don't really know if bands want to be coming down south right now, because no one's kind of giving a fuck anymore down here. We got people dropping dead at work. No one seems to give a shit anyway. So yeah, that's pandemic. It's not gone, morons. So next up, went back to Noble Records today, and this was in there, and I went back to get it. That's Ustad Ali Akbar Khan, Morning and Evening Ragas. So this is also from 1966, like the Larry Young record. And you've got, Ustad Ali Akbar Khan on Sarad, Mahapurush Misra on tabla, who kills it on this, and Anila Sinha on tempura. So just 2 side-long pieces, morning raga on side 1 and evening on side 2. I like the evening raga better. It's better playing on the Sarad from Khan on that one, but on the first side, it's just intense on the tabla. If it's meant to wake you up, being a morning raga, then it definitely does it. It's one of the most intense ragas I've ever heard of all the stuff I have, as far as Indian classical goes. So, and this is in pristine shape. It's on the Connoisseur Society label. I'd like to find more on this label. And here's what the instruments look like. So there's the Sarad and the tabla and the tempura. This is in fantastic shape. So U.S. Press from '66. And that is everything that's come in this week. Hope you're all well. Peace.